In this video, I'm quickly going to go over the SEO plugin that I use for all my client sites as well as my own, and a few little things on how you can get your site indexed. Now, the plugin that I use is called WordPress SEO by Yoast. In my opinion, it's one of the best ones out there, and it is also very simple to set up. So once you've installed it, we're going to go to the SEO menu here that now comes up, and we're going to go to the dashboard. Now, first of all, it's now telling me here that another setting on my website is not set correctly, which is the Permalink structure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix it. Now, instead of just clicking on this button here, I'm actually going to go to the right setting so that you can do this in the future as well, even if you don't have this plugin installed. Now, first of all, we're going to go to settings and permalinks. And here, at the moment, it's just set as the default. So this is what all your page names will look like, which doesn't really help with SEO and Google being able to find you. So we're going to change it to one of these here. It can be any that you wish. The one that I'm going to choose just called month and name. So I'm going to select that, and I'm going to click on Save Changes. So now I'm going to go back to SEO and go back to the dashboard. And this is just a quick overview of what it does. And the other part that you can do to help get your site indexed is to use Webmaster Tools. Now, you can use Google Webmaster Tools. If you click on this link here, it will take you to the site, and then you can sign up for it. You can then just follow the details on there to set up the account and set up your website. It will normally give you some kind of code just to verify that you are the owner of the site. If you just take that code and you paste it in here and click on verify, that will then take care of that for you. And that is a very good way to get your site indexed and find out some other details about your site as well. So I'm just quickly going to go through the rest of these menus here. So titles and metas, these here, once you install it, you don't really need to make any changes to it. The default settings are normally satisfactory. If we click on social, this is now where you can actually add a few extra bits to it. So you can add your Facebook page URL to it if you have one. You can also select a different image. So sometimes when you share a blog post, for instance, on Facebook, sometimes if you don't have an image, it can find a horrible image sometimes that that appears. This way, you can actually just, for instance, upload your logo or a photo of yourself just over here, so that when that does happen, instead of having the ugly photo, it will have the photo that you set here. You can also then set your Twitter username in there as well, and you can also put your Google Plus page here. Again, these all just help with SEO. So if you do have these accounts, you can enter them here. Now, the next one is the Xml Sitemaps. This is one that you definitely need to make sure is ticked and is switched on, as these are what are used by Google to index your site. So if I click on here, this is my index for my site, and you can also then use this by just copy and paste this into the Webmaster Tools, and you can actually submit your sitemap there. Again, that will help index your site. So if I go back here, just make sure that it is switched on and that it is functioning, so that you do have this page come up. The rest of the settings on here you don't really need to worry about unless you're installing this on a site where you already have a number of pages and blog posts, because what you can do is go and click on the bulk title editor, and you can just make sure that your titles are okay. If you want to change them, you can just set it in here and click on save. This is just an SEO title, so you can put a few more keywords in there so that it helps you to be found on Google. Normally that would be taken by your title that you've given the page anyway. So you don't really need to worry about too much about that unless you really do want to change it. The main bit is the bulk description editor. So if you have lots of pages, you can come in here and then you can actually write your description for each page or blog post in here. Now the description is normally around about 160 words, and you'd have one or two of your main keywords in there for that page. And that is a very important part of SEO for your site. So this is the bulk editor where you'd go in here, and if you've got loads and loads of posts already. What I'm going to do here now is just show you, if I write a new post, you'll notice now that there's a bit here called WordPress SEO by Yoast here at the bottom. Now this is where you can actually enter your focus keyword, so that it can do its own test to make sure that you have enough keywords, etc. This is the title. Again, here's the description. And what you can also do is you can do a page analysis. Now, because I haven't got any keywords set at the moment, it won't do it, but this will actually calculate and it will actually give you some pointers of what you can do to actually improve the SEO for that page. Once you've published it, this button here will change color. If it's green, it means that you've hit the mark on the SEO. If it's yellow or red, it might mean that you need to go back and check it. So that's everything on using this plugin for SEO. I hope the information was useful, and also make sure that you do set yourself up with a Webmaster Tools account with Google, as that will also really help with your site indexing. Hope this helps. Thanks.